Greetings one and all. Welcome back to my kitchen here today, where we're rapidly approaching Christmas still, and I am going to be making a Puerto Rican pork dish that's usually prepared for special occasions. So I'm including Christmas in that, as we're coming up to Christmas. So basically it's a marinated pork shoulder that's just slow cooked, so reasonably easy. One of the main things though is we need to make a marinade and marinate our pork overnight, and it's quite strong flavours, heavy on the garlic and heavy on the oregano, as well as a few other things. So I'm going to whiz it up. Now in my little processor here, I'm actually dropping in 15 cloves of garlic, as well as, well, I've just got them here in my hand. I've got some orange zest, sort of 3 little slices like so. They're going in, and I haven't chopped these up much because, like I say, I'm going to be whizzing them up. Now here I've got about 3/4 of a cup of fresh oregano leaves. I'll drop them in and push them down a bit because this is only a small processor. A few dry spices. Now I know we've got that fresh oregano, but I've also got a tablespoon of dried oregano, or oregano as my American friends would call it. I've got a teaspoon of garlic powder, and that goes. Now usually I'd put in about half a teaspoon of onion powder, but I haven't got any, so I'm substituting half a teaspoon of celery salt, along with half a teaspoon of normal salt, half a teaspoon of ground black pepper, and it goes. I've got the juice of 1 lemon, and I'm going to put in a little drizzle of olive oil. Maybe that's about a tablespoon or so. We'll see how that goes. We might have to increase that. Alright guys, so as you saw, I finished making that paste, and I've just pulled my piece of pork shoulder out of the fridge. Now it's a 2.75 kg piece of pork shoulder, and it's important you've got the nice layer of skin and fat still on it. And this one's got a fair bit of bone in it too. That's cool. And what we need to do is take a sharp knife. So of course, as per usual, I'll be using my Vostede Morgan Series chef knife, and we carefully want to cut away this layer of fat and skin, but not cut it right off the bottom bit here, so it just becomes like a big flap. And to do that, it's going to take time and a bit of patience. And you know, if you're really good at knife work, this will be a bit easier, but you just want to, if you're like me and you're not an expert at this sort of thing, you just sort of want to take your time and Alrighty guys, what you're about to watch is some footage on time lapse, and that is basically what happened after I cut that flap back. So we're up to this. What I've done and what the footage will show you, but in fast forward, which I accidentally did. My mistake, my apologies. There may or may not have been some beers involved in that mistake. So all I've done is, yeah, I've kept that folded back. I've got a narrower bladed knife and I've made lots of slits all over, including underneath and on the sides, fairly deep slits. Skewered the knife a bit so it made a little bit of a hole. Then I've got my marinade and I've rubbed it all over, as well as shoving it as deep as I can into those slits, like I say, all over, and even a little bit left on top on my skin. Then I put my flap back, and then I've got some cling wrap, as you can see, and I've just tightly wrapped it all up, and then I'm going to whack that in the fridge overnight. Yippee-ki-yay! Alrighty guys, so here we are the next day. I've pulled my pernil, my pork shoulder, out of the fridge and unwrapped it, and I've just been letting it get to room temperature, and now I've just got my oven preheating. Yeah, so like I say, it's going to be a long slow cook today. So my oven is preheating to 140 degrees Celsius, and what I'm going to do is cover that with foil for the first probably couple of hours, and then I'm going to take it out, leave it at that low temperature and cook it for as long as it takes, and then towards the end we'll ramp it up a bit. I may as well, while I'm waiting for that to come up to heat, I may as well. Actually, to ensure it's tightly covered, I'm going to use 2 pieces of foil and actually cover it long ways, twice like that, so I can tuck that foil right in, like so. Alrighty, it's been a couple of hours. I'm just going to take this foil off now, see how we're going. Whoa, that smells so good. Alright, so now I'm just going to whack it back in uncovered. Now I'm going to put this back in the oven just for a few more hours and see how we're going. What I might do is just add a little bit of extra salt just onto our skin. Alrighty guys, so I've just pulled my Pernil, my Puerto Rican marinated pork shoulder out of the oven there, as you saw. Now that cooked for a total of about 6 hours, and most of that time it was on the low temperature. So the first 2 hours it was covered on that low temperature, and then for the next about 3.5 hours it was uncovered but still on that low temperature, and I just rotated it a few times during that time and checked how it was going. And then the last half hour I cranked it up to 200 degrees Celsius, and that's where we're up to. So that last half an hour obviously is just so we get that, you know, nice crispy coating. Now I should be able to peel that back, and I'll just put that aside because obviously I'll cut some of that up and give some with each bit of serving. This meat here really should just pull apart after that sort of cooking. So if we just take like our forks to it, like see that it's just pulling away, we can just pull it to bits like so, and I tell you, it smells superb, it looks superb, and I'm just going to serve a little bit of that up now so we can taste it. Alrighty guys, so I decided I couldn't wait any longer to like serve it up nicely on a plate and everything. I just want to try it straight away. Surely you can't blame me looking at that. So there's a bit of our pork up close. Looks really yummy. I'll try that. Huh. Man, that is absolutely delicious. That marinade has gone through the meat. You can taste that garlic. It's not overpowering. It's just there. Still tastes like pork, but you can taste the garlic, the oregano, the seasoning. Oh, yum. Yeah, and of course we've got to try a bit of the skin as well. How good's that look? How good's it going to taste? Let's give it a taste. And I don't know if you could hear that, but it's as crispy as anything. It's absolutely delicious. It's got the flavour of that marinade as well on it. Oh my goodness, what a meal. Yeah, so if you're looking for an alternative to a roast pork, you know, with Christmas a few days away, maybe this is something you could try. Really, really easy, really, really simple. Just takes a bit of time to give it that slow cook. And the marinade, well, I think it's important to do the marinade the day before and compress those flavours through that meat. Yum. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. Really, really appreciate it. I say it every time. I feel like I'm saying that every time too, which I am. Only reason I'm saying it is because I really, really appreciate that you guys have taken the time to give me that support. Look, if you're watching this, you got up to this stage and you're not a subscriber, can I just ask you hit that subscription button and that would really help me out. It helps support my channel, helps me in that algorithm. There's no obligation on your part whatsoever. Yeah, be great if you could. If you don't want to, no worries. I always say that too. I know some people don't like to do that sort of thing. And hopefully I will see you all next time.